It has nothing to do with you. That is a phrase that I'm hearing that we want to go over. As I was going down to prepare my water and let my housemate's dog out for the in the morning, this morning, I was led to the conversation of there was something left on the floor, like there was water left on the floor that spilled or something to another. It could have been snow, however. Typically, as a good human, right, you would just clean up the water, right? A good doer, good deeds. However, some of you are like, well, it wasn't me. Why should I have to clean it up, right? And to me, that's more of a childish answer. It's more of a unresponsible response, right? There's couples that are going around saying, well, it has nothing to do with you, so you don't need to know, right? It has nothing to do with you, so why do you need to know, right? Now, we understand, and we could go into the longevity, the longer part of this. However, there's no need to, right? You don't need to be that childish person. Just as much as you want your partner to listen to you is just as much as you need to listen to them. As much as you guys don't want to listen to your parents, doesn't mean you don't need to. The communication is off in partnerships, relationships, whether it be romantic or not. Communication is off, right? If communication is off, that means you're not talking, right? So are you communicating well, or are you just not communicating? Both. Some of you don't want to communicate. Some of you want to better your communication. Some of you want to don't lead them down the wrong path. If you know that what you're doing is not the right thing, don't ask somebody to join you. That would be the better person. I'm hearing, I can't do this without you, or you can't do it without me, can you? Huh. Codependency is not a good habit or trait. Now let me introduce what codependency is to us. always needing somebody with you, always depending on somebody to be with you, always being that one that needs to be in a relationship, a partnership, a romantic relationship. Okay, relationships, partnerships. Always being that one that can't be alone, right? I'm viewing, I am seeing a singular person, right? An individual sitting cross-legged on the floor, and there's no one around them, but they're having a hard time with that, right? You don't have to be perfect by all means, but you do have to listen. The first card that we have for you today, the Emperor. Do you know what it's like to depend on your higher self? Do you know what it's like to depend on the higher ups, the elders, your ancestors? Do you know what it's like to depend on those? You definitely need to start looking up and praying, right? And doing your own ritual, however you do, to connect to the higher power. So you can take the attitude that you have and leave it behind. You don't need to have that attitude of, it wasn't me, so I'm not doing it. Right? It has nothing to do with you, so you don't need to be in the middle of it. That reminds me of, like, I can gossip, but I'm not going to bring you into it. I mean, I guess 2 wrongs don't make a right. It's time to feed your soul. It's time to understand that negativity is not going to get you anywhere, right? If anywhere, okay, this is where negativity will get you. More depressed, more anxiety. It will get you anger. It will get you, people think that if you're negative, you're fearless. That is an absolute lie. Don't be that person who puts the negative in you and surround it with others. The devil, negative. God is good. You do not need to be the one who follows the negative. Don't follow the crowd. Follow your individual path. You don't need to understand the word devil. You need to understand what comes with that word. Bad habits, negative words, negative thoughts, negative behavior, negative actions, right? Bad habits, addictions. I like to say, why do you need to dance with the devil when you can dance with the emperor? It's time for you guys to understand that only you can put in the hard work, right? For those who are on the healing path, right? Not everybody's on the healing path. Some people just need to know what their fortune is. That's fine too. But if you are on the healing path, then you need to understand that being negative and having negative and being the one who wants to thirst instead of being hydrated. Brings us to the Wheel of Fortune. The Emperor gives us so many chances. The Emperor wants you to take those chances, right? To lead with no confusion, to lead with no negative thoughts, to have no negative behaviors. He'll give you that chance to do it as often as he needs, but only you can put the hard work in, right? It takes hard work, determination, strong will, willpower, the want to better your life. And I've been there. And I would do it again if I needed to. Right? Your healing path does not stop once you're healed. Right? Because let's face it, there's trials and tribulations. There's roadblocks and speed bumps, right, that come. And we have to go over those, right? Hurdles. And sometimes when we do that, in the middle of jumping that hurdle or in the middle of waiting for that roadblock to be open, sometimes the negative comes in, right? We'll have a negative thought or we'll have some negative words and then we have to apologize and ask for forgiveness. And then we go on and we go through that roadblock, right? And we jump that hurdle. Looks like they're jumping that hurdle right here on the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. What is it that you need to do to take that phrase out? It has nothing to do with you, right? Instead of saying it has nothing to do with you, say, hey, I have something to talk about because I can't figure this out by myself, right? And you can do anything you want to. It's just how bad do you want it? Figure it out.